If you're a postmenopausal woman, your metabolism could be shifting in ways that aren't really obvious until you take a look at your labs. And one basic lab test that many women overlook is called the Comprehensive Metabolic Panel, or CMP. But this so-called basic test can give you pretty deep insights into your metabolic health, especially in the stage of life after you've gone through menopause. Well, today we're going to talk about how you can use this knowledge to take some action for your own health. The CMP is one of the most commonly ordered blood panels in all of medicine. It includes 14 different biomarkers that reflect your blood sugar, your electrolytes, your kidney function, liver enzymes, as well as protein levels in your blood. For postmenopausal women, understanding these markers can help you understand risk factors for conditions like insulin resistance, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and chronic kidney issues, even before you start to show any symptoms of any of those diseases. Well, here are the three biggest takeaways from a Comprehensive Metabolic Panel, or a CMP. Number one is blood sugar clues. The CMP includes fasting blood glucose, and that's a basic test that helps us screen for early insulin resistance or prediabetes. That's something that's going to raise your cardiovascular and fracture risk after you go into menopause. Takeaway number two is kidney function. Blood urea nitrogen, often abbreviated BUN, and creatinine clearance tell you how well your kidneys are filtering waste from your bloodstream. Chronic kidney disease is more common after menopause, and it can complicate both hormone therapy and bone health. Takeaway number three is liver enzymes. Those are abbreviated ALT, AST, and ALP, and they can signal inflammation or fat accumulating in the liver. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is linked to insulin resistance, and it's more common in postmenopausal women. While the CMP is a great starting point for labs, it doesn't really tell us the full story. To get a complete picture of your health, you might also want to ask for some additional labs, which your doctor will probably be interested in doing. The first is a lipid panel or cholesterol test, along with advanced markers like ApoB, Lp(a), and high sensitivity C-reactive protein. These help your provider evaluate your cardiovascular or heart risk. Hemoglobin A1C is used along with fasting insulin to detect insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Then vitamin D, parathyroid hormone, and phosphate help your doctor assess your osteoporosis risk from a metabolic angle. Well, here's a quick guide to what those 14 markers in the CMP mean and what high or low values might suggest. High blood glucose can indicate prediabetes or diabetes, as I've mentioned. Low blood glucose or hypoglycemia could mean overmedication or some rare insulin disorder. High levels of calcium might point to hyperparathyroidism. It's a common treatable cause of osteoporosis. It's basically too much calcium in the blood and not enough in your bone. Sodium, potassium, chloride, and carbon dioxide, these are electrolytes, and they affect your acid-base balance in your blood. Imbalances in those might flag some kidney problems or adrenal problems. BUN or BUN and creatinine together reflect your kidney function. Elevated BUN and creatinine levels may indicate kidney strain or even kidney disease. Here's a side note. I'm taking a widely used supplement called creatine. Sounds a lot like creatinine. Well, creatine is closely related and is very likely to raise your creatinine levels. It increased mine. So if you take creatine, be sure to let your provider know that you are taking it before you get the test. ALP, ALT, and AST. These liver enzymes rise with fatty liver, hepatitis, or even some bone disorders. Here's another side note. You've probably heard of cirrhosis of the liver, mainly in the context of an alcoholic. That refers to fat building up in the liver that's caused by long-term alcohol abuse. Well, non-alcoholic fatty liver is also a fat buildup, but it's caused by too much glucose rather than alcohol. Elevation of bilirubin may suggest liver or bile duct issues. Maybe you've heard of a jaundiced baby, a baby with yellow skin that's caused by high bilirubin levels. It's a serious liver dysfunction. Low levels of albumin and total protein can point to a malnutrition problem, inflammation, or just poor absorption of protein, all of which can impact your metabolic and your bone health. The menopausal transition brings shifts in your blood sugar, your fat metabolism, and your inflammatory markers, as we talked about in the last video. A blood test like the Comprehensive Metabolic Panel helps to connect the dots and gives you real, actionable data. Many of the issues that postmenopausal women face, like insulin resistance, osteoporosis, or liver dysfunction, those start silently with zero symptoms, even for years. Just because it's called a basic lab test doesn't mean it's not important. Your comprehensive metabolic panel can give you some early insights before those systems start showing some signs of trouble. Well, if you're ready to get clarity and confidence about your metabolic and hormone health, I'm really here to help. One of the ways I can help is by going over your lab results and helping you to take some action steps toward your hormone goals in a 30-minute hormone coaching call. You can book a coaching call through my website at simplehormones.com/coaching. I got to tell you, I thoroughly enjoy the opportunities that I get to meet with dozens of patients face-to-face over these calls. I'm really looking forward to talking with you about your labs and your hormone goals and your hormone situation. Thanks so much for watching, and if you found this video helpful, be sure to check out the other 4 videos in this 5-part playlist where I break down 5 critical labs that go beyond hormones. They're labs that every postmenopausal woman should really know about. You'll find the link in the description below.